Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today I'm off, so I figured I'd just come up here and do a quick video to kind of say a couple of things. One of the things that I want to say is I follow a lot of influence here, car enthusiasts such as Racer X. I follow Butter the Insider, OC Motivator, TK Garage. These guys are fantastic. They're very knowledgeable about cars. They give, you know, all kinds of different opinions on different type of cars, updates on Dodge. So be sure to link them out and kind of check them out about their stuff. But one of the things I wanted to ask, because like I said, predominantly of my people who watch my channel are, you know, older guys. And I was thinking about maybe doing some merch because everybody does merch, but I was thinking about, well, what guy will wear my merchandise? So I just wanted your input. I like a lot of hats. Back in the day, I wore a lot of fitted hats because that's just my style. I love hoodies, but I feel like YouTube is kind of liquidated when it comes to hoodies, hats. So I wanted to ask you guys, what would be practical? Nothing flashy. Okay, Mustang 5.0 there, GT. Got you. I hear you, pipes. But what would be not flashy? Something, guys, that it's practical, you can utilize. I don't care if we're talking about pens. You know I'm all about a cup of coffee here. Coffee cups, pads. I do like beanies. I think beanies are excellent in the weather. I think they're very practical, especially if you're working on cars, if you're working around the house. Sometimes these hats here, these snapbacks, might be, you know, okay, but in certain situations it might be not practical if you're under a hood or something. So I love beanies. I was thinking about doing beanies. Let me know. I'm a big scarf person, and I love shoes. So in anything, I like to match, whether or not it's a hat to a hoodie, but I'm always matching my scrubs. I'm always matching my shoes. So let me know if you guys are scarf kind of people. I love scarves. Just let me know if you guys would be interested in that and what you would be interested in. And then maybe we can come up with some designs and see what you guys would like. All right, back to the channel. So I wanted to follow up on my last video about 7 things that I really like about the Hellcat, but I'm going to talk about some things that I don't like about the Hellcat. These things are very small, but from day to day, they really piss you off. And most of these are from the design point, right? Because at the end of the day, yes, this is a Dodge, so some of the build quality is not up to par, and I think it does not correlate to the price that we pay for these cars. So I'm just going to kind of give my input. Yes, this is my opinion. Again, a lot of people say that I come up here and complain. I'm not complaining, but I think, you know, things could have been better from a build design, just because some of these things are not practical. So let me know. And then, like I said, I'm going to be going inside and outside of the car, just kind of random things that I'm thinking about. So you might see kind of the phone shaking a little bit or the GoPro shaking a little bit. But bear with me because I just want to see what your thoughts on or things that you guys don't particularly like about the Hellcat. The first particular thing that I really don't understand is the design of this cup holder. So I am both a Yeti girl as well as a Stanley girl. So I like my mugs. I have coffee mugs, and as well as I have my water mug, which I keep here. I usually keep like a 32 ounce or 40 ounce cup in here, which works perfect. Sometimes the leg space, you know, because I'm very tall, I'm 5'10". So depending on what size that Stanley cup is, that can irritate you where it can kind of hit. But back to this, the practicality of this, you know, especially if you are shifting and you don't use the paddle shifters here and you decide to use this kind of shifting up and down. If you have a cup here, there is no way in heck that you can just kind of shift and maneuver and do what you do because this damn cup holder. Who designed this? I want to know who thought that this was practical, because this ain't happening. So a lot of times you have to end up putting your cup again in the cup holder, right? I don't think that's practical. So I think that they seriously need to kind of, they should have came up with a better design here. The second thing is here, and I'm going to kind of rotate around, is the windows. So right now you see that I have the windows up. Now watch. I'm not trying to get that lady here on film, but I'm going to start my car. So these cars, as we all know, don't have automatic window roll-ups. So you see, I have to manually do this. And to me, it's just irritating. They go down automatic, but at the same time, you have to hold it for it to go up. Yes, it's something small, but again, I don't like that. I think that's a waste of time. If you're paying all of this money for this type of car, I think we should have it where we have automatic windows. Now, coming out of the car, one of the things that I really don't like is under the hood. So the second thing that I really don't like, hopefully you can hear me over the engine, is the hood scoops. So on my Scat Pack, I had one big hood scoop that came up in the front. So let me kind of tilt this down a little bit. Here we have two hood scoops, and this one is the one that's actually practical, that takes the air to the intake, as you can see here, right? This one right here, y'all let me know, I don't think I'm wrong, this one, there's no use for it. There is no functionality to this daggone hood scoop. So again, that's why our engines run hot too, which I don't understand, because if you have a supercharger, these engines run hot. So you need more airflow to kind of help out with that. That's number two, which I really don't understand why they did what they did. The third thing that I really cannot stand, that really pisses me off, is I'm a very clean person. I am OCD. A lot of people say that they OCD, and you look at the car and you be like, man, you ain't OCD, you nasty. But if you come here, no matter how clean you try to keep your car, these brakes right here, the brake dust on this Hellcat is ridiculous. Look at this. I mean, I could sit here and sign a check with that daggone brake dust. And I just washed my car. I keep my baby clean, but no matter what, this brake dust is horrible. Let me know what products you use. Like you guys know in my previous videos, I love Chemical Guys, so I swear by Chemical Guys, but this right here just makes me upset with the amount of brake dust that comes off of these here. Let me know if you guys have alternatives or recommendations. These are the Brembo brakes that come with them. So definitely one of my pet peeves. Moving to the back of the car. Again, something small, but a lot of people might, you know, kind of understand where I'm coming from, is the trunk. So if you open the trunk, I don't know what's in my trunk. My trunk's probably dirty, and I just talked about cleanliness here. But when you close this trunk captures so much water that literally you have a waterfall that will pull down, and you have to be careful. It will make you wet, and not in a good way. This right here just irritates me. Again, got my lab coat and all this crap in here, so don't mind my junk in here. But this is where I send to see all of this water will just start pulling down when I open up the trunk. Can't stand it. And also, you guys got to be careful of this. I don't know how many times I knocked the shit out of myself with this bad boy trying to get groceries out. So that's another, like I said, simple, but another thing that just oinks me throughout the day. Now this brings me to, I think, one of the most important pet peeves of mine. I purchased my car brand new, and as soon as I drove it off the lot, I didn't know any difference to it, right? Everything was working fine. But all of a sudden I started having issues with my performance page. And let me show you what I'm talking about if you guys, you know, utilize these pages. I love it. So with my Scat Pack, I always wanted to keep an eye on my gauges, my pressure settings, especially when I changed my intake from the stock till I went to the FAE, because I wanted to see, was it really functioning like they said. Was it performing? Especially with these types of cars, you want to make sure that the intake, your engine, everything is doing what it's supposed to do, right? You also want these things, especially if you drag race, like I drag race, you want to actually see how your car is performing. You can look at your times. Everything is set in the performance page. So let me start my car again. This seems to be a common thing on YouTube. Now, right now, I have 5,900, give or take, miles on this car, right? Again, bought it brand new. If you go sit here, usually your performance pages will kind of load up here. The mofo ain't loading, right? So what you have to do is you have to manually hard stop this to get it to come back up. And I was pissed. So you can go through here, through your settings, and you can actually call the Uconnect people who don't help you with shit. For anybody who's Uconnect, I apologize, but the multiple times I called, you can't tell me anything, you don't know anything, and I don't understand why you can't answer these simple questions if it's multiple people having the same issue with this performance page. Like I said, you can go on YouTube and type in Hellcat performance. My Scat Pack did it as well, but I only had to reset it once or twice, and then it eventually stopped doing it. I have set this car multiple times, and unfortunately, when you have to reset it, it will wipe out all of your settings, your custom settings to your seat, all of your particular settings, your preferences. It's going to knock it out, right? So what you do is you have to have the engine on. You see that the screen is on here. So you have to hold these two buttons down. Let's see if it works. And they say usually around 20 seconds. All right, let's just kind of hold it for a little bit and talk. But basically what's supposed to happen, it's supposed to just manually hard stop and reset the car. Okay, and when it does that and loads up everything, it should, as you see, this went off, right? It should reboot and you should have that performance page up there. Again, my stuff 9 times out of 10 is not going to work, and if it works, it's not going to stay on because I've done this multiple times to hard reset this. So the other option, once you do this, then you have to go in here, and under your settings, there are 3 things basically that it's almost like your phone and you're clearing your cache and your history. I have to open this window because my ass is sweating. Let me turn off. Woo, it's hot. You have to manually go in, and let's see if it loads. But you have to manually go in and you have to hard stop and reset all of your settings to the car. And I feel like you shouldn't do that. So again, you see this? It didn't work. So when you have to, now let me see if I can find the settings here. You see this reset? You have to manually go in here and you have to reset the whole entire thing. And that should not be, again, for a car, A, for the price that you pay, B, for the inconvenience. This is inconvenient to me because I have to keep doing it. And there's no point in even setting. If you upgrade, you get your settings where you can custom. My husband has his setting. I have my setting to my chair and everything. It's going to wipe out everything. All of your dash, everything is going to reset. Let me know if you guys know of a way. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm in here. To reset that and make it stay. Again, I know a lot of people who have issues with that performance page. Okay, just to update you. So I sat here for 5 some minutes, and now you see this. This is what happens when you reset all of those 3 things that I was telling you to do. And you still see that's not there. But by installing all of this crap again, hopefully we're going to see that this comes up. My performance page is going to come up. It's going to start working, and this might take some time. So this is the thing that they need to fix. Now, if you call Dodge, you see it? It's back up, right? Now, I can guarantee you, once I stop my car, or maybe tomorrow, this bad boy is going to come off again. So if you click in, wait a minute, if you click in here now, Now we're loading. All of my performance pages are going to come up, but everything that I preset, completely gone. So I'm going to have to go in here and set all my gauges, everything again to what I was accustomed to seeing, like my intake, all of these things. And that's what I don't like. So again, if you're doing your timers, when you do your drag racing, all of this stuff is in here. Your gauges, your G-force, all of those things are in here. I know that you can go up here and you can set your things like your oil pressures, your intake, but I like everything to be captured here. So I'm gonna have to custom make, again, all of my stuff. So this is, to me, the thing that when people purchase Hellcats, I would hope this is the main feature that we want to see, right? And for it to not work, again, your boost pressure, all these things, you want to have this at the click of the button, not to have to sit here and be like, oh, hold on, guys, I have to reset my shit again. And again, there is no help. Uconnect doesn't know what's going on. They act like nobody has ever called before you. Dodge doesn't know what's going on. You call multiple people, they say that they can't help you. So I'm assuming I'm just gonna have to keep doing this every time that I wanna load my performance page, which sucks. So those are just a little bit of things that I feel as a daily driver or someone who has the Hellcat, things that can oink you, get on your nerves over time. But the most, like I said, and you probably can hear it in my voice escalating, is that performance page, because that is what I paid for. I didn't just buy this Hellcat to look pretty in YouTube videos, but I do want to get better at drag racing. For all of those comments saying that I don't know what I'm talking about with the Hellcat, I did not just buy this to sit in my, you know, driveway to look pretty. I love drag racing, so the features that I paid for, I do want to utilize. So I am upset, and I am crying about this page because I want it to be fixed. Outside of that, like I said, the other things, they're just little things that, you know, kind of irritate me throughout the day. Is it livable? Absolutely. At the end of the day, would I purchase a car again? Absolutely, because that's not going to make and break. I can't have my coffee cup right next to me. The other thing is, I know a lot of people, when I'm looking at things, they complain about the weight of the car. So to me, coming from a Scat Pack to the Hellcat, weight, it wasn't a big thing to me because I had a Charger, so my car was already, it does feel like a boat. A lot of people say, you know what, you guys are driving around in yachts. Well, yep, you are. And there are days where you are tired, and it is kind of harder to drive this car versus riding in a little, you know, Hyundai or something like that, because it is a very heavy car. But at the end of the day, that's not a make or break for me. I love my car. And like I said, I love to put it in track. So it does ride very heavy, but that's something that I like because, again, I love to drag race. So let me know in the comments, description, you know, the dialogue, what are things that you don't like about the Hellcat? Not necessarily saying that you regret buying it, but just kind of things that kind of irritate you. And if you have any suggestions to that performance page, please let your girl know so that I can either fix this and get this going. Also, please, take the time to let me know about merchandise or things that maybe you can utilize. I don't want to be flamboyant. I like little simple things. So if it's a pin and it just got 2 double H's on it or something simple, anything can support this channel, because eventually I do. You know, I'm not coming up here begging anybody for money. You're not going to see me say, you know, help me constantly in these things, or donate these dollar little coupon things or whatever you got going on, because that's just not my personality. But if you do want to support to this channel, and I got to turn this AC on, because again, whew, good Lord, being a female, it hot. But if you do want to support this channel, and if you just want to sit here and donate, I will have a P.O. box. I'm generating all of that stuff pretty soon. Even if it's, you know, something small or something you think that I can benefit from this car. Eventually I'm in the look right now for buying another car that I could mod out. I have to be mindful. I have an upcoming senior right now, so he's got to get going first. We're looking at trying to get him a car, and my heart wants to get him a Mopar so bad, but I think as a 17-year-old male, I don't think you need to be behind the wheel of all that horsepower. So he is my priority right now. So I'm kind of in the market looking for, I would love to land. Like I said in my comments, I am cheating between Mopar and I think, you know, that in my blood is Chevy. I do want a Camaro. My ultimate goal was a Z01, like I said in my very first vlog here. But I'm thinking more practical, maybe an SS in the 2017s if I can find something. And I'm even looking into like a Ford Mustang GT, something that I could eventually mod. I'm looking at a lot of Whipples out there, you know, 3.0, 3.8. So all of these things, it's so interesting and I'm so passionate about doing this. But again, you need time, you need money, you need the support. So even if it's not sitting here sending any monetary things, just like, subscribe, kind of shout out to other people like, hey, this girl is really trying to do something. If you're in connections with Racer X, Butter the Insider, all of these name brand, TK Garage, all of you guys support your girl, because you know what, it's liquidated with you males out there. But it's time that we kind of put females in there. I know Racer X, you said your wife loved to drag. She was on that drag strip. I would love to meet you guys, take you guys out. We can all go drag, you know, racing together. Those are things that I want to do. I just don't want to sit here and, like I said in my previous channel, take pictures with my nails with the Hellcat. I really want to learn from you guys. I think you guys are excellent. You're motivating, you're inspiring. OC Motivator, very articulate, very intelligent, very knowledgeable. You guys are the ones that I want to gravitate to expound on my knowledge. Some of the comments have been excellent. I am learning so much from you guys. You know, one of the comments was saying, you know, that